Okay, you guys, so we're going to solve this linear system by substitution. And this is the same system that we just solved by graphing, so we should see, if we do everything correctly, that we get a solution of -2, 4. Okay, so remember, to solve a linear system by substitution, we want to solve for one of the variables in one of the equations and then make a substitution in order to be able to solve for the value of one of the unknown variables. So I'm going to label this as equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, and looking at each equation, it really doesn't matter whether you want to solve for x or y in either equation. It's just you usually want to look for the equation that has a variable that has a coefficient of +1, because that's just going to be the least amount of steps to have to isolate it. So in equation 1 or equation 2, the x in equation 1 has a coefficient of 1, and the y in equation 2 has a coefficient of 1. I'm just going to take equation 1 and solve for x. So to solve for x, I can subtract 2y from each side of the equation, so we'll get x is equal to 6 minus 2y. Okay, so now I'm going to take equation 2. Let me rewrite equation 2 here. And I'm going to replace the x in equation 2 with 6 minus 2y. I'm just going to replace that x with the quantity 6 minus 2y. So I'll have 3 times, I need to use parentheses when we do this substitution, 6 minus 2y plus y equals to -2. Okay, so now notice we have an equation that only has y's in it. There's no x's. So you guys know how to solve these equations. We want to get y by itself on one side of the equation. I need to get rid of the grouping symbols first. So distributing the 3, I would have 18 minus 6y plus y equals to -2. I can combine like terms on the left-hand side of the equation. Okay, subtracting by 18 on each side of the equation. We have -20, so -5y equals to -20. Dividing by -5, we get y is equal to +4. Okay, so this is going to be our value for y. And now we can find x by substituting 4 in for y in one of the equations above. And it's usually the most efficient to just take that 4 and substitute it into the equation where x is already solved for. So I'm going to do that. So I'll have x is equal to 6 minus 2 times 4. X is equal to 6 minus 8, which is -2. So we're getting that our solution is -2, 4, which I believe is what we got in the graph above. But remember, you can always check by substituting into both of the equations in the system. And we did our checkup here. So I'm not going to do it again. Okay, so that was solving the same system, linear system, using substitution method. And remember, because we got exactly one solution, we call this a consistent system.